So NXT Vengeance Day is coming up, and who doesn't love a good NXT pay-per-view? Filled with excellent matches, some of the best matches in WWE, filled with that cringy goodness with those video packages. Who doesn't love a good NXT pay-per-view? I know I certainly do, and I could potentially be going live for that pay-per-view. So if you're watching this, keep that in your mind and come back to Stomp Wrestling when the pay-per-view starts. Now, Vengeance Day has been building for quite a while. It feels like a good while since our last NXT pay-per-view or NXT special event or whatever you call it. So this has definitely been building slowly and I'd say it's got a decent build. What was that? It's got a decent build. So let's get straight into the matches and see what we got. First up, we got my favorite tag team right now in potentially all of WWE. It's the Wolf Dogs, or whatever name Bron Breakker likes to think of in the shower. But Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin versus Trick Melo in Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Now, this match is obviously the final of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And this is Trick Williams' first match of the night. He is in the main event as well. So, look, this is definitely going to be a storyline heavy match and the outcome is going to be dependent on the story to follow. And I think Trick Melo are not going to get the win. I think it's going to be the Wolf Dogs, Baron Corbin, and Bron Breakker getting the win. And I say this because I just think Melo is going to have a reason to do something in the main event, if you get me. I don't think, for me, them winning just doesn't add to any story in any way other than the fact that they won. You get what I'm saying? It's just, they won, so what's the point of doing it? If you hear me. So, I think they're going to lose, and I think it's going to definitely add to the story and enhance the story and make the main event a bit more up in arms on what's going to happen. I don't want to see the same as what happened with Adam Cole and MJF, for example. You know, where they won and then MJF still won again. It was all just a bit, what was the point? You know what I'm saying? Then we have Oba Femi versus Dragon Lee for the NXT North American Championship. And of course, my fellow African Oba Femi is going to come out with the win. Dragon Lee has had his time with the title. He's had his time on NXT in my opinion. So I think this is going to be Dragon Lee's match just to end off this feud. And he's going to go all the way back to SmackDown and do his thing there. And start cooking with some of those guys there. Because God, SmackDown needs help with some matches. SmackDown's matches have been so mid this year. They do not have any workhorses and it is frustrating me. So Dragon Lee, go fix that problem, please. But yeah, Oba Femi getting the win. I think it's going to be fairly, I wouldn't say easy, but I think Oba Femi is still going to be somewhat dominant. You know, like a Brock Lesnar match where it's not always easy, but that's probably the worst comparison I could make right now. Moving on. Then we got six man woman tag action, 6 mixed match.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's a mixed match, okay? And we got the family with Adriana Rizzo versus OTM, but with Jaida Parker as well. And I could not really care who wins this. I'm going to say OTM win it because they're the more new tag team. They're the tag team still trying to establish themselves. Jaida Parker obviously also trying to establish herself. So I'm going to go with them. I don't think it matters really who wins this. I just think they will benefit from getting the win and build up some more momentum as they go along. And of course they got Scrypts on the outside. So Reggie Scrypts. Reggie without a mask. Then he was Scrypts with a mask. That guy, he's going to be on the outside. Then we got Dijak versus Joe Gacy, and these guys wrestled for about an hour and a half last week backstage when we didn't see a lot of it, but they wrestled for that damn long because they started in the first half an hour and then they ended up like later on wrestling again where Dijak threw him off the top of what was a truck again into some that happened. So go watch NXT if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I will do a terrible job at explaining that right now. But I think Dijak's going to get the win, and then Dijak's going to get propelled to either the main or the main event scene or to the North American title again. So it's going to be one of those two. And by the way, Oba Femi versus Dijak would be brilliant, and so would Dragunov versus Dijak, or even Trick versus Dijak. We might have seen that one already. But regardless, all three of those matchups would be really, really good. So I'm going Dijak for the win. Joe Gacy, keep doing your thing. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Then we have Lyra Valkyria versus my girl Roxanne Perez.
What do you mean by that?
It's for the NXT Women's Championship. And I don't know, this Lyra Valkyria championship reign has not been doing it for me at all. It's been mid. She's got nothing about her. Not in a bad way. I think there's potential there. There's a lot of potential there. But she needs to tap into some of the emotions, some of the, I don't know, it just feels like she's a champion and she doesn't know what her character really is in terms of not just the gimmick, but the actual character, you know? So I think some work needs to be done there. And I think Roxanne Perez is going to come out with the win and be a 2-time champ and get back the title that she never truly lost. And then last but not least, in the main event, we have Ilja Dragunov versus Trick Williams, the hottest wrestler in the world right now. Did you hear that pop on SmackDown? I was waiting for him to come into the Royal Rumble and actually make an appearance, but it never happened. Unfortunately, I don't know why. They had Melo, they had Bron. Trick would have been so good for that role as well, because I feel he would have got a big pop, and 60,000 or 45,000 people saying whoop that Trick would have been awesome, but we did not get it. Triple H disappointed us with that, so I think he's gonna lose in this match. As much as I like the guy, I think he's gonna lose. I think Melo is gonna cost him and force a loss, and Ilja continues his reign, because I feel like Ilja's got a lot more to do right now with his reign. I think Trick has a lot more to do on NXT. As much as he's super over and he's probably getting the biggest reactions, he's still got some work to do on NXT. Let's not forget, he was originally just Melo's sidekick, just Melo's mouthpiece, even though he didn't need a mouthpiece. And then he started building up for himself and started getting over himself and having matches himself. So what I'm trying to say is he's still fairly new on NXT in terms of having matches, where someone like Melo has been doing it since NXT Black and Gold, for that matter. So it's yeah, I think Melo is definitely going to be interfering, costing Trick. Trick's going to lose, then they continue their feud, and that feud is going to go all the way to Stand and Deliver, where Trick gets the win over Melo, a heel Melo, and then Melo comes to the main roster officially. No more NXT / SmackDown stuff. It's going to be Melo only on the main roster, and Trick can go and do his thing, and then he will then go for whoever's the champion when that time comes, because I don't think it'll be Ilja either. I think it might even be Dijak at that point, because Dijak is cooking something right now, and his character's about not getting that opportunity. And yeah, I think by that time Ilja will also come to the main roster and take on Gunther. So that's what I think's happening. There you have it. That is my NXT Vengeance Day predictions, for good or for bad. You guys tell me how wrong I am or how right I am, and we'll see at the pay-per-view. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to be going live. It is a Sunday at 3 a.m. my time, so we'll see about that. If I can wake up, if I can be ready, I'll be there. But you guys will see. If I'm sure I'm doing it the day before, you'll see the notification on the channel. And yeah, so just check out the channel, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Then you'll know exactly when I'm going live, and you'll get the notification when I let you guys know. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around this long through my insanity, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.